guys, I'm Laura. Listen, I want to talk a bit more candid style video with you about something I said in another video before. I said a point and it seems like resonate with you. In the comments, I saw a bunch of people committing, yes, give us. I saw a bunch of people give us a video or that, and I think that this is one concept, and this is might be one of those video that give you so much permission and freedom and energy back into your life. So if you listen to it, okay, it's really coming down to this three question that I'm going to go over with you. And what the heck is the topic when it's okay to quit a relationship, to quit an entrepreneurial, to venture, to walk away from a job, to quit of a goal that you set yourself. What a goal that you set yourself that you no longer want, but part of you does. How do you feel? The difference between when you are quitting and when you are settling. By the way, speaking of not okay to settle, or you in your Facebook or IG group, that kinds of secret, it's called refusing to settle. I just reactive operate it up. This is when I'm posting like of the advanced self development behind the skins content. Advanced self, I'm posting on the YouTube channel, and what's not, there's also a free mind course on the here. Well, it's just me and one other person moderating it, so we're only letting ID maybe 20 people a day in there. So if you want to apply, click down below. The first thing I can tell you, it's okay to quit. Absolutely okay to quit. Like if you heard of hearts, you've been at this, say, entrepreneurial venture, this side hustle for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and you are like, for the life of me have given it my best effort, I don't get anything let in, and that thing, it gives me extreme anxiety just thinking about doing it. Walking away from that thing would actually make you happier and probably more fulfilled than even if you got some level of success with it. Settling is not okay. Settling is where your heart of hurts and you knew that you're supposed to like. I was at go to shows and I knew I was supposed to be on that freaking stage. And I knew I was supposed to be in that freaking stage, looking out, playing with 30,000 of people, playing festival, touring into bands. If I had quite on my dream of playing drums, I would have never gotten that experience, and I would have been in rocking chair when you 80, 90 years old, smoking a cigar. I could have done that, man. I should have done that. One thing, right? If that's gonna be you, yeah, suffering. You want to know most danger mindset to get into two words: sunk and cost. Is this why people go to the Pegas and they lost millions of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars? Pick a number. They people have probably lost if their sunk cost. Do you know what sunk cost? It's why instead of walking away from something bad or a goal or something that's not working, in our mind, something that's not working. In our mind, we justify it with, well, I've already come this far, I've already put this much effort into, when it can walk away before if I do all the efforts I put into, it will be for nothing. Now, some cost, if you can tell already, is what creeps into relationship for people. Well, I've been with these people for 1, 2 years, 3 years. They are not exactly what I want. They do have an extreme drinking problem and they are probably abusive. But you know what? 2 years? I mean, I don't want to go start over, and that mindset will keep people stuck for a for a dangerous amount of time. So now you are like, well, how do I know if I've been in there for too long? How do I know if I am settling versus quitting too soon again? Ha, the only way you can know that is through hindsight. Hindsight 2030, they always say. You knew when you stuck in something too long, only after you stuck into it for so long. But here's the other thing to throw into the mix and really confuse you. You think something has it cost, like, well, I've been in at this long, I've gambled so much money, or and they lost millions of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Pick a number that people have probably lost it, their sunk cost. Do you know what sunk cost? It's why instead of walking away of something bad or a goal or something that not working, in our mind we just satisfies it with, I've spent that much money, is going to cost me that if I don't get that back. That's how you know I'm not an addictive gambler. So I don't know, but I've read that's how gamblers, they're reasonable when they are gambling. I bet $10,000. If quite now I've lost 10,000. So if I quit now, I mean I've lost 10,000. So I'm going to keep betting because there's a chance that I might back the 10,000. I'm back to baseline. I didn't lose anything, right? But then there's the other concept that everything has a cost to it. You can regret quitting too soon. When you see someone in that spot that you wanted to be in, who started at the same time as you and you quit and you didn't. They keep going and now they are successful. And you are not. You are not. You are going to look back and regret not quitting soon enough because it took you away from of the best moment in your life. business in college and you were so obsessed. You miss out on the opportunities and the people and the parties and the relationship and the fun. So others always a cost. If there's always an opportunity cost, not making decision is still decision as sobbing on the fences can almost be the wasn't can almost be the worst thing because you are on put and one put out put you are not fully committed here, so you are not getting any of benefits or any of the progress, and you are not walking away from it, so still occupying your time, energy, money, head, space, whatever. That's why being indecisive, guys, taking a decision, do or not. There is no try, as Yoda said. And maybe instead of the terms quieting, what if we switch it to a more empowered phrase? What if you and I switch it to what if I let this go? Because quieting already there has a negative charge, doesn't it? Has the charge of I am a failure, I suck, I quit, I am. It means I'm not good enough. I didn't want the thing bad enough. So what if we just switch it up to can to let this go? And that the second question you need to ask: can I let this go? And I am okay with if you can marry the first person you go on a date. What do you do? All right, we're uh, we're doing. I don't want to walk away from this because I already went a ton one day, and I'm coming to this bar, so we might as well just get married. You just get married, and you might as well just make this happen. No, you don't. You don't stay in the first job. You ever work interviewing suck. Yeah, okay, whatever. But you you still put yourself out there. So why do you think you always have to commit to the first thing? You you don't. It's okay to let go. There's a freedom in that. There's a freedom and releasing. I mean, letting go is like pleasure you have. This way, strap it to you of this burden of the person or the thing that you like holding on to because you don't want to be a fighter. And now, like, imagine those week going another 2 months, 6 months, a year. Even now, imagine yourself letting go and freeing yourself. How much more energy you are gonna have to make about it. Let's headspace. Make a headspace for something else or something else. We've had conversation in the past about letting go. The opposite of letting go is attachment. Clinging, okay, the things, experiences, people, mindset, belief, ideas, identities. You can be over attached to things, and that actually gets you worse results, not better ones. It's really backwards, guys. If there's one thing I realized in my 20s later on, it was wow, the time where I was over attached to the things, how the things have to be that obsessive, controlling, energy, and that like young testosterone, overdose drive. Laura, what entrepreneur was? entrepreneur was? Oh, like I gotta make it a certain way. I gotta bet a reality to my bank. I'm gonna write down these three goals and affirmation 8,000 times a day, and it has to be in the exact way. The more flexible I got with that and let go, I realized that sometimes I had a way of thinking that how I wanted things or people to act, and that was only limited to my understanding. The way they come about was actually better than I could have even imagined on my own, and being attached was a blocking the flow of them from flowing to me. And so when I was able to let go and loosen up and just be open to how things are not how I wanted again to be, I was able to flow walk when I was less stressed. That's like not only like a unique goal. Who doesn't want to be repeat up and have to ups and have to develop and all this thing. Like if you ask people what they want, everyone going to say that, and all this thing. If you ask people what they want, everything going to say that. So the better question here is not what do you want, is what are you willing to give up to get that thing. How's that? What are you willing to give up to get that? Because here's the thing, that if you go up the question, if every behavior is driven by the end goal, and you want that $1,000,000, your laptop style business, most people don't realize it's going to take a year, 2 years, 3 years of eating crap and working two job, so you can pay for all the startup piece, and and you know, and you want that $1,000,000, your laptop, lifestyle, business. Most people don't realize it's going to take 2 years, 3 years of eating crap, of working two jobs. So you can buy for all the startup piece, and you know that knowledge you're accumulating and all that even get it. So people want to work for the freedom. They don't understand. It's gonna cost them freedom. Ironically, to get that, but they don't work to for the freedom. They don't understand. It's gonna cost them freedom. Ironically, to get that freedom, sometimes the journey sucks so much. What you are like, and I don't know if I want to do that anymore, and that's okay. That's a good time to quit. And a lot of people want the love and the relationship that super healthy, supportive as with someone their whole life. But when it comes down to having the crucial conversation, when there's friction, there's when you disagree with them, that all of a sudden is like, oh, maybe this isn't right, that with the right person, right? You know, I want the benefits, if knowing all their cracks and their likes and dislike, and how they communicate. But I don't know, want to be with someone for 10 years, and if they show me that, and you know, if we fight and uh, and 6 weeks in it's over, I'm quitting. And so people just go 1 year relationship, 1 year relationship, 6 month relationship, blah 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 blah, and then when it gets hard, they quit. They top out, not knowing that journey is the way to get the thing they want. Here's what I am telling you. It's okay to quit. It's not settling. If you honestly look at the journey and you're like, yeah, I don't want to sign up for that whole process there, like working and jobs for an entire year, or like all the sacrifice for this, and it's not even guaranteed to pay out. It's not guaranteed to pay out. Like, I don't really want that. That's okay to walk away from it. If you look at the journey and you know that that is going to take, I'm going to suck it up. I'm not going to complain along the way. It might suck. It might be fun. I'm find a way to make it fun. That's a good sign. According going to do what it takes to make that journey happen, get the right thing. I knew that the journey is getting almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Who knows? By the time you're watching this, who might hear it? And inside on my mind, I was like, if I get a 100,000 people that be crazy and with it, and then I'm like, well, if we can get 1 million, I don't know, because there's a lot of preaching people, even like uh, he has he has a successful YouTube channel,